Mr. Guild plays the Minecraft here on, what do they call it these days? My Forever World. I've been playing this world about a year, I reckon. Maybe less. I don't know. I don't get a lot of chance to play, but when I do play, we like to build things for no reason whatsoever. Obviously, walking down the train tracks is dangerous. Dangerous, I tell you. But I wanted to come over here and see this view. That is great. Now, if you've watched a couple of these episodes before, or one or none, it doesn't really matter, but what we do is alter the world in nice little ways. Last episode we kind of finished off this landscaping project around here, filled in all this area with lots of little trees and things and blah 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 blah, which is lovely. Built that temple. Today we're going to work on, and we want to stop here for a second, the floating islands, the chained islands, island chain. This is what I want. 2, 3, 4, 9, that should be enough. The floating island chain, and I think we will take this island here first as our inspiration. This is already floating, and this is the inspiration. We want to take off the top, like a top, and we want to sketch it out a little bit more rounded. So, like, there we go, like this. Yeah, maybe over this side. And out like here. We want a kind of classic island look, you know what I mean? And to be honest, a classic floating island look. A little bit more like so. Maybe knock off this edge. Looks a bit weird. Oh, ow, that hurt. Yeah, and then underneath we want to jump up. We want to really just fill it out. Like to there, okay, so we'll take that as the kind of point. Yeah, okay, not there. Like that. You kind of get what I'm saying? I think you do. I think you do. And that just gives us this kind of classic. Not there. Get rid of a bit of this. That. Yeah, okay, we're getting there, we're getting there. So that would be island number 1. We want to build another couple this side and maybe 1 or 2 more this side. So let me do like a spin around. No, wrong way. Take care of that. So almost immediately upon kind of starting this, I start to come up with different ideas. There's this giant ravine down there that looks pretty nice. I like it. I like how it cuts through the land. I like where it's placed, all of that kind of stuff. So this could be some sort of mining operation. So then I'm thinking these kind of floating island thingies, we chain them together with like a big chain made out of, I don't know, some, not stone, but maybe tuft. Polished tuft looks pretty good. And they could be all ore. So we could have a string of them coming to about here, which could kind of be a processing center, so to speak. I don't know, it feels too good not to link these islands up to this ravine in some way. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Now these islands are pretty simple so far. I'm just going, like you can see, start with one, then I go out in the corners, then out in the corners, and until we get to there. So all very kind of formulaic. Keeping them this size because I think I will then cover these up with ore blocks, so I don't have to fill the whole thing in with ore, which, I mean, we could, we've got enough ore, that's fine. Oh, it's a good view. I like that. That is annoying me. I didn't put that there. That's a good view as well. Look at that. That's lovely. It makes me want to go over there and see, what's that? What's that? What are those things? Awesome. Okay, I will continue going and hopefully come back with a better sketch of what we're at. Okay, so a little bit more of a sketch laid out there. We've got, several of the floating islands. How many? Five? Is it? Yeah, five. Then this is going to be the platform, I guess, where they're constructed. I think we're going to put another floating island there. This, I don't want to take this away. I want to maybe use that. And again, I try not to destroy things, even though I just flattened a hill there. but it's about going, okay, so that's hill where something should be raised. So this is where something should be. I just don't know what it is. So we'll probably take away all the dirt and stone, but we'll build something around it, so to speak. And then that's the start of the ravine right there, which, as I said, is quite a nice looking ravine. I've just smoothed out the edges here a little bit. But yeah, and it goes all the way. Ow! This is a pretty big cave. This is a freaking ginormous cave. Yeah, wow. Considering that this is, very close to where I hang out and mine and everything, I've not seen, oh wait, I have seen this, because look, here's all my torches. Okay, so obviously I've been mining here before. I don't usually strip mine anymore because you just find a cave like this and look at all the copper, look at all the ores, look at all the redstone, diamonds down there, gold down there. This does me fine. So this is a great cave. I don't think I want to do much work in caves. I say that now. I'm sure there'll be an idea or two in the future. I don't know how to get out of here. That's not the way. I'm a bit lost. Oh, we need that tuff though. So let's remember there's a whole load of tuff there. Where is the... Is it that? Is it that way? Oh. Was this just where I was? Is there any way up? Where did they come out? Oh wait, this way. There we go. Ow! I'm not very good at flying. But anyway, and then I thought we could have underneath, because think of it, I kind of guess, think of this like maybe engineering, mechanical stuff. So in here could be stuff, and over here maybe some gears, yeah, kind of stuff like that. Because we've got to work out some way to make these things float, which will probably be some form of, not real, but like a kind of contraption that sits on the top and implies magnetism. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, I will bring you back when I've done a little bit more kind of sketching out and roughing out the area, so to speak. And this is kind of my building pattern. Just kind of very simply lay things out and then start to kind of go over again with, make a pass where we detail, then make another pass where we detail, so, but just kind of sketching out the area is my first job always. I think we want to place another one there. Cool. All right, let me get some more dirt. Oh, yeah, and get going. All right, I might have diverted a tiny bit. We had this water coming down here, which I'd placed like this kind of like started this stream up here, which I still kind of have to pattern out a little bit. And it was just heading down there and doing nothing. And then I was like, oh, wait a second. If we're going to have like this kind of mechanical section over there that is going to be moving these things, maybe some sort of hydropower. And then I thought like a dam here, and then like a channel, and then like a smaller dam there, and then maybe somewhere I stick some wheels, some gears, all of that kind of jazz. I was kind of playing also with the idea of having like a, I don't know what these things are called, but like a screw gear. So something that goes in there and is being turned this way by gears here or something like that. And then that turns something over there. I don't know. I mean, none of this is redstone. It's just going to be for play, be for looks, be for lore. The lore, we don't even have a lore. We're just making it up as we go along. But yeah, I think that's going to be kind of nice. What I need to do now is sort out the water, sort out the bottom. I think we're just going to use blackstone for the bottom, and then see how. But we're still in sketching mode. And I thought to use rails, so it's just kind of sketch out the bare bones before we put in the detail. Yeah, but be back when I've made a bit more progress. What's that? Is that a hole in the cliff? Have I been in here? Ooh. Oh, is that another ravine? Oh no, that's where we go down to there. Oh, right, okay. I like this area. I like it a lot. It's fun how to be honest, you know, out of however many days I've been playing on this world, most of my stuff has been in between over there and here, and I've never really ventured too far into these ravines. It's great. Anyway, back in a bit. Okay, and we are back and done a few things. Basically been playing with kind of gears and how I want them to look, so to speak. So kind of making these chains. They're kind of big, I don't know, but then I thought, okay, well, what if we do this? So you can see kind of what I'm thinking about with these floating islands kind of being dragged along, and they're holding this kind of ore packet, this chunk of ore, and then you could have the chains going like that. I quite like that. I think it works, and I think we've got to think about scale here. Kind of like, we're not really standing on top of these all the time. They're kind of just seen in the distance while we're up there or something. Then thought about that a little bit and how that works. This is a type of gear here to drive this thing. I don't know why, but just in case we need to. So this sort of thing would be placed up here. I think, I don't really know how gears work. They go round, other things go round, you know. That's all that I really understand. And then I was trying to do like a horizontal gear, but that doesn't work at all. I don't like that one at all. But I reckon we're good with that as our main gear. So we can put a couple of them on this side, maybe up there as well. And we've got all this full of water now, which I think looks quite nice. Come up, maybe up here. Yeah, I mean, there's some drowning sheep, but I think this looks good, and then it goes down there, and then we'll have these gears on either side to kind of drive the turbine. Maybe some form of thing here to imply that, you know, there's a machinery to open and close the water sluice gates and stuff like that. I mean, that doesn't look too bad from this side, does it? I think, I mean, if we were looking at it from here, yeah, I quite like that. A little bit, I mean, you can't really get kind of curves, can you? It's Minecraft. But I think that should be all right. So we're going to go with that, I think. And that gear placed here and all of that. And that should be the kind of detail of this area done. I don't know. This has taken me a little while. So this might be the rest of the episode, just getting this done. But let's see how much we can get going on now. Okay, I'm not going to lie. These chains are really hard. I think that doesn't look too bad. That's like iteration number 5. It's got a curve and it had to go up to match that. Now, of course, I could have dropped this and made my life a lot easier, but I didn't. I think there's the only weird bit. Maybe a couple more blocks added would help that. That just looks a bit thin. So yeah, a block or two. And I guess, like, I don't know, it doesn't have to look real. Well, it does have to. I mean, it's Minecraft. It just has to look right, if you know what I mean. So not wrong. And it's kind of hard because this is just a giant chain carrying a floating. Oh, yeah, there's definitely that bit there. I need a touch more thickness. I don't know how I would fix that. Maybe just because obviously there's 8 blocks to the chain link, so it's relatively easy to kind of go bump, 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 done. But then you curve it and turn it. Do you follow the same rules? I mean, you try to, but I don't think you can. But if we go like, not you, here, and yeah, I think there, and then maybe one of these like there, and one like here, just to provide a bit more kind of, you know, they're not original blocks in the original link, you know, these things there, which I said in a very, very simple kind of chains, but because it's kind of lit on an angle and on 2 angles basically, it's on the horizontal and on the vertical axis, it's changed. Does that work? I think it does. I think it works well enough for us to move on without me losing my last grips of sanity. That took a little while. I'm not gonna lie, that took a little while. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Look, it's fine. If I say it's fine, it's fine. This is a single player forever world. Nobody else is coming here. I make the decisions. I make the rules. Damn it. Damn you. feeling it. I'm feeling it. I still think they look good though. I think, look, I think these little things look great, and imagine this is all going to be ore. I think that looks good, and I think once we fill in all the gaps and everything like that, it is going to look very nice indeed. Pretty close, I reckon, to what my original. I might have to move some of the islands. I don't know how much of that squiggliness I want to do. We've got one more to get up to there, and then I think they're all on the same level. That one looks taller. It shouldn't be. We might just have to move them 2 or 3 blocks in either direction in order to keep the links symmetrical, which I think would be important. We don't want to have like a half link, so to speak. And then put a little light there. I might, some of these blocks, I think, maybe just to help with, so it's not all so flat, swap some out like this, a bit there, you know, do a little bit of that stuff around. But again, that's final detail. That's hours and hours and hours of work away until we get to that point. But look, I mean, we did the what do we call, what did I start calling it? The Temple Valley. We did Temple Valley, and I think that looked good. And that took me about 1.5 to 2 episodes. And then we started work here on I don't know what we're going to call this island, floating island, something. Look at that sunlight, floating something. A little bit of an engineering zone, and this will take a little bit of time, but we've made some significant progress. We've got everything kind of blocked out. A lot of what we've got to do now is build the detail into everything. So I think we're on a good start after this one, which, you know, I'll try get done so we can see it at the first in the start of the next episode. After this one, I think, do I want to tackle some more landscaping? Look at this area here. I don't think I do. No, I don't think I want to do that. I think probably we have to move on to the continual project we talk about, which is the Ice Spikes biome. Because now this is sitting in the middle of this developed area on the side. Well, not really. I mean, this is the developed area. Over here is not. So maybe we should do some work over here. I had thought about turning this little bit here into a bunny sanctuary. There were quite a few rabbits hopping around. Don't know if they're all still here. They've killed themselves by jumping off cliffs, as they seem to do quite often, these stupid rabbits. Oh, there's one. So I'm wondering, we could turn that into a bunny sanctuary, or we could work on the Ice Spikes biome. Or we could come up with something new entirely. That sounds fun. We still have to work on the church area over here. I don't really. That's just a wall. All I really want to do here is put a wall. I can do that quite easily. And we need to decide. I think we probably need a new farm, but I don't know what I need. Also, let's have a look, see how this is looking in the dark. Okay, that's pretty good. I wonder if we should stick some of the glow lichen. Yeah, probably. Oh wow. Okay, I reckon that looks pretty awesome. And I guess this is one of the areas it's designed to be viewed from. I reckon that looks pretty good. A little bit squirrely in the middle there, but you can tell it's a chain. And there's definite angle and movement to it. What about from this viewing area over here? Oh, is he going to make it? He makes it. Yeah, I think that still looks alright. A little bit blocky when it's closer up, and then the other viewing area would be. Is it where else? I was gonna put maybe like a big ship. Is it up here? Could be like here. Yeah, I think this is the other viewing area. Let's just put it in there. Go away. I'm running out of rockets. What about over here? Can you see it from over here? No. That's fine. But you can just see the little lights. Oh, I quite like that. The lights in the mist. Misty lights. Fantastic. Alright, ladies and gents. Let's leave it there. Try and keep them a bit shorter. We did some big work today. Got some nice stuff blocked out, and I think this is going to look like a fabulous little area at the end of it. Yeah, I'm really liking kind of how this thought process is coming together. I will catch you in the next one. See ya. I've got no rockets. Crap. Oh boy. I can't run away. I can't run away. Run away. Run away. Well, So actually I decided to keep going for a little bit and see what I could come up with. This has taken a little while, I'll be honest, but we've got about, I don't know, maybe 90% of the way of the basic kind of layout done with a little bit of detailing, maybe some more than a little bit. But I can't remember where we were up to before, but we've got our kind of our cogwheels thingies. These are turning the screw thing that's doing nothing that I can see. Maybe making these something, I don't know. But we've got those going. I was thinking this could be like a kind of power line, and I've just put these here because I was using the wood, but maybe we can put it into a portal because we don't have any portal in the middle here of this area, so that can be good. We're kind of sucking power out of the nether or pumping power into the nether, I don't know. But yeah, we've got the kind of cogs and the gear wheels and the dam going and operating, giving us power, so to speak. Power. Got little kind of work areas where they're building various bits of the machineries that we need, little things and stuff. And then I thought, oh, we'll put propellers on top of these things because they look kind of silly. All the chain is kind of done, and I think it works. There's a couple of areas where it's a little bit squiggly and wiggly, but you know, I think it kind of goes okay. And then I started adding these kind of propellers to keep these giant blocks of ore aloft. I've added some of the ores in, but I don't have enough. I mean, I've got enough back at base, but I don't want to raid my reserves, so I just have to do a little bit of mining to get all those in. I covered the kind of top in the glow stuff because I thought it might look good, but I don't know about that. It kind of looks odd from far away. And then I think that's all I've kind of done. Got a little kind of work area over here, more work area. This is where I'm keeping all my crap, my bed. This will take a path all the way over here to join up, and the path will kind of degrade over time as it goes forward, but it will join up maybe there with those guys. And then there's also a little access from, we're trying to make everything a little bit walkable, not flyable. Although that's it, I fly everywhere. But there's also a little stairway, not stairway, what is that? What are those things called? Ladder, Jesus. There's a ladder that goes up into the house on the top of the hill there. So, as I said, about 90% of the way, I think. I'm liking how it's looking. I'm loving this kind of like guardrail thing. I'm liking these platforms where various things are taking shape. I'm liking the open planness of it. As I said, I still need a bit of detail. I started adding in some andesite and stuff, but I think I need a little bit more detail, maybe some variation, some depth, because everything's a little bit flat. Need to finish off the ores for those. Need to put the propellers on everything. Then that's phase one of this thing complete. Phase two, this thing kind of, you know, and I'm trying to work out a way. We've got to actually move these big blobs of ore. You know, we're taking it out of the ravine that's there, all this ore, and then I guess in some way it's being processed through this thing, and I think we might go underground for that. There's like a little, we can hollow out this hill quite a lot, which would be cool. So then the ore is kind of processed and then put onto this kind of chain and transported over here. And I don't know where it's going, and I don't know how it's being pulled, but you know, that'll be a decision you have to make. So I think this little, oh, there's a little pop-up on my screen. What the hell is that? Get away. There's a little, this little floating island here, holy moly, is gonna be, I think, some sort of crane. I'm thinking quite a large thing. Imagine this whole thing would be a crane, and like a multi-arm crane. And maybe like its stability feet. Stability feet, is that a thing? That's what I call it now. The stability feet on cranes, like one is there, one is, yeah, I don't know, down here or on this thing. And then this giant crane with multiple arms. You know, one arm is pulling out stuff from over there, and one arm is lowering ore into here, or there, or something. I don't know. Maybe there's a ooh. Oh. So maybe what we actually do is we build up a second level, and the ore is going over the top to say that area where it gets linked up to its chains, and then it gets pushed onto there. Could be, could be. You know, I kind of tried to build a cart, little rail cart. The rails kind of go like this, and then here, so it's like first stage of construction, second stage of construction. I don't know. I don't like the cart. It's a little bit too small scale. If I was building this again, I'd increase the size of everything by about 4 blocks, but I don't want to do that. Anyway, I think we're looking pretty good. Phase 1 complete. We've got at least one more phase on this area, and then I think it's going to have to be an airship pulling these things. I think we're going to have to build a giant bloody airship around here, huge airship. Then what we could do is flatten out this top here and make it an airship construction zone. There's so many mobs, and so this tiny project that I thought, oh, we'll just do something kind of cool here, and it'll take, you know, one episode a week of my time of playing randomly. This is now going to take a lot longer, but I think it's starting to look really good. I definitely think it's starting to look very, very good indeed, and it's a beautiful point of kind of difference as we go through this glade area to then come onto this kind of little bit of this industrial district thing. Things are going on here. We're still keeping it, you know, it's not, none of this is modern. I'm not, you know, I'm not the best builder anyway, but none of this is modern. This is still a little bit old school, kind of pre-industrial, but with weird, maybe steampunk. Oh god, I'd have to do a lot more to that to make it steampunky, but yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, thanks for watching. Why do I look like this? Oh yeah, because, okay, I've got to update to 1.2, 1.5. That's why I've got to do that. Get my beat back. Thanks so much for watching, guys.